special guest. Currently not in the room, but he will be here. Many of you know him and are familiar with him. His name is Todd Hack. Come on, guys. That was
Weird.
yeah, we. Yes, God, I love that. Yeah, so we are ready to go. I would be remiss if I didn't say we have our very own Forrest up in the room. Everybody, Forrest. Well, Forrest had a baby girl named Skylar, and she is absolutely perfect, is she not? She is. Congratulations, my friend. Another realtor in training. Like, hopefully not. All right, guys. Well, welcome. We are going to get started really quickly this morning because we have stuff to cover. We have people here that are going to cover it. And up first, there's my man.
He could help when we can touch on this.
I get this from all of my loan officers. You know what? It's because I'm pretty. They want me to deliver the message, right? All right, guys. Why work with Lake Area Mortgage Loan Officer? They have in-house local processing. If you don't know what that means, their people are here local. They're just up the road. Experienced support staff. They have that. Personalized solutions to make sure that you can get the program or your client can get the program that they need. We are happy with that. If you are looking to expand your opportunities, please take a moment to meet with Mark or to meet with our other loan officer in-house. It's important for them. It's important for you guys, and it gives your clients a sense of continuity when they're working with somebody that's here and that they can track down if they need. Thank you to Mark. Yoo-hoo! All right. Next up on the microphone is Big E, Mark Esperson, everybody's buddy. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's on. Thank you. Hey, real quick, I've actually invited Clyde Wagner, co-owner of Pillar Title Service, to come and talk. But I'm just going to take a second to thank those who showed up last Tuesday from 4 to 6 for our wine event. It's a great event. We did title and taste. And I want to thank the office for allowing us to have that event here. It's great. And those who showed up, we appreciate you. So thank you very much. Clyde, if you want to come up, I'm going to have him come up and talk about our newest adventure at the Pillar Title Services.
Okay, thank you, Mark. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Pillar. One of the things that we're doing as things have changed in the market and housing is become compressed. It's all about new construction, or a lot of it's about new construction. So in doing the new construction work with the lenders, with other realtors, builders, we've identified that there's a real disconnect in the communication that goes on between them. In the last probably 3 months, we've had a couple of lenders calling us, wanting more details on what we funded. What did the draws look like? Did you get the lien waivers? And there seems to be a disconnect out there on what the lender is tracking, what the builder's tracking. And if you've ever done these loans, you know that by the time they get to the table for the final, a lot of times they're asking the customer, the consumer, to bring in an extra 10, 15, 20, $50,000 because of the draw process and the change orders. So we have endeavored in some software that allows us to track the draw process, the construction process, and act in concert with the lender and the builder. They are able to go in and look at remotely through the cloud where we are in the draw process. By educating them and keeping everyone on the same page, everybody's a little happier. Nobody likes the tough conversations at the end when they say we're short. But part of the application comes with a phone app. So the builders, when they're out on site, they want to know where we're at with the draw, or where we're at with their money and why they're not getting it. You can look right up on their app, sign into the system. You can see that, yes, it's been submitted. It's with the lender for approval and to release, or they can look and see that it's already been delivered to the title company, to Pillar, and they can see where we're at in cutting the draw money. So it's meant purely to put everyone on the same page, be seamless, be transparent on what's going on in the transactions, and hopefully at the end of the day, make everyone smile at the transaction. So that's what we're doing at Pillar right now. We're trying to keep up with the times, stay on the cutting edge, and stay proactive on making your lives easier. Thank you.
Thank you, Pillar Title. Thank you, Clyde. We appreciate the work you guys do and making our lives easier and making sure that stuff gets handled. All right, up next, Jordan.
Me.
All right, just a quick reminder that there will be no team meeting next Tuesday due to family reunion. And we are going to be live streaming two of the events here. So Tuesday from 10 to 1:30, and then Thursday, I know last week I said Wednesday, Thursday, 11 to 12:30, we will have the inspirational morning. So these will also be available on KW Connect. So I will send the link out to those that can't make it, but definitely try to join us in person so we can mastermind and talk over kind of all the different things that they are bringing up in the vision speech and state of the company.
How many of you are the economist of choice of your network, your sphere? Be honest. Okay, we have one. Appreciate you. If you were the economist of choice, if you're the resource, if you are the contextual help for your customer, your consumer, you guys, if you've seen this before, if you've never seen it before, this is where Gary earns his stripes for us, is that he delivers information that you can give to your clients to give context and perspective of what's happening right now. To go back to them, give them slides so they can say this. If you do nothing else in the next week in your business but do this, you're going to benefit from it, I promise. A little bit of if you feel like maybe you want to cry and you need some cathartic release, and you need a little bit of why in your life, this is it. They're two of the most incredible things that we do as a company, and they deliver so much value and so much opportunity for growth, you guys. So if you're not coming to family reunion, boo you, unless you have something going on that's more important, but I doubt it. And if not coming, you guys come check this out. Come in here, live this together so that you can talk about it afterwards. Because I know the people that are in at family reunion will be sharing this, talking about it, and bringing it back to implement as an opportunity to give perspectives to our customers. So check this out, you guys. This is where you want to be next week.
All right, got an exciting one. Woo! 2023 Rosies.
Oh my God.
Can I get some hype? Woo! Thank you. So we're very excited. I know it's a little bit later this year, so there's been some questions on the date. We are moving it a little bit further out because we will have some great patio space that we can potentially utilize. So Thursday, April 4th, Sean, will you go to the next slide for me? We will be at the Securian Club at CHS Field. So we'll be overlooking the stadium, floor to ceiling windows, and you can go to the next slide. And so for those of you that have never attended a Rosies or don't know what they are, this is our annual awards ceremony. So we all get together. Last year we had 175 people in attendance from our office. And so it's just a way for us to celebrate all of our agents' accomplishments from 2023. So we will be at CHS Field Thursday, April 4th. I have a tentative schedule kind of over on the side there, so you know what to expect, but we will have dinner. There'll be a cash bar, pictures, just fun and getting together with everyone. So even if you're a new agent, we definitely want you to attend. If you just joined in 2024, we definitely want you there as well. And so we'll have superlative awards that are coming out, so you guys can all vote on those. And I will send out the RSVP link after the meeting as well. So woohoo, we're very excited.
Already told you that about 20 times. But if you've not, it's worth the trip. In addition to all the cool things that already happen, you've got to see that building. Even if you've been to the Saints game, or every party room is crazy. It is fabulous.
Awesome venue. Thank you so much for the work you did in getting us to this point and the research and the going out. You guys, this is going to be a super cool place for us. The acoustics and the AV should be a little bit better from
Yeah,
last
there's
year.
9 TVs in the room. So I know last year we had some issues where people couldn't see the screen. So there'll be 9, like I think there's 70-inch screen TVs all around the room so that everyone can see. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So if you have any questions on, what to wear, all that kind of stuff, definitely reach out to any of us on leadership. We're just going to do semi-formal attire this year, no theme or anything. We just want you guys to dress how you want to. So be comfortable, but we'd love to, have a semi-formal event. It's fun to get dressed up every once in a while. So yeah, any questions, just reach out to me. And we'll send out all the information, RSVP links, exact times as that all gets finalized in the next couple weeks. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. It'll be nice to go to the Rosies this year and know you guys. A little weird, a little awkward. Never ending referrals. Who's done never ending referrals before? Would you like to say anything about never ending referrals? It's incredible. You're going to transform your business. Is that what I heard you say? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. You guys, one of the key points to what we do is referrals. And when we do them consistently, when we're getting them consistently, our life and our business tends to be simpler. This is going to be an opportunity for you to create a never-ending referral stream in your business. The activity, now I'm worried. Jen's pointing at me. You guys, this will be it. This starts on March 11th. Like, my old eyes can't see that far. March 11th, you guys. I'm excited to teach this. I don't teach it, I facilitate it. We're excited. So if you need more referrals in your life, you should be there. Raise your hand if you need more referrals. More referrals. That's you, Corby. All right. So all of you are going to be there. Look at this. All right. So that comes up on March 11th. Yeah, you guys will get an actual invite.
My birthday, so everybody should bring in a gift.
You know what? Okay. Okay. Candy, cookies. Okay. I can have both.
Okay.
All three. All right. Land update, Marty. Come on down.
The handout too.
I'll hand it out while you handle it. Yeah. No. I won't count that either.
I just wanted to spend a few minutes here talking about all the things that KW has released with Command in 2023. Whether you've been in Command a lot, just a little, or honestly haven't logged in at all, that's okay. One thing that I hear a lot is in conversations that I have with agents, I didn't know I could do that in Command, or I didn't know that I could distribute leads on my team if I have them coming in from a paid ad. I didn't know that it had that functionality. So I just want to spend a couple minutes to run through kind of some of the things that KW has released, launched, updated with Command, and talk about why this is such an important topic. Starting with the KW data pledge is that we'll always respect your data as your business, always allow you to take your data with you. And at its core foundation, that just means all the contacts and everything you put in Command, those are yours. We don't have access to them. We don't keep a copy of them. Those are truly yours, and we're respecting that as your business. And the reason this is so important because, my next slide, last year, Zillow acquired Follow Up Boss, us contractually in KV Core Boomtown. And a company acquires a CRM, what do you think typically happens with that data? We know what happens with that data because we saw when Zillow purchased .loop years ago, every customer of .loop, their data was then owned by Zillow, with the exception of Keller Williams, because when Gary Keller initially signed that agreement, one of the stipulations of that agreement of KW using .loop was that even in the event of a sale, that data does not go to whoever acquires them. KW was the only company in the industry that didn't have their data go to Zillow in that deal. But what's new Now, we're gonna kind of run through some of these. I'm not gonna read off every single thing on here. But in contacts, they added the ability to merge two contacts together, which was a huge thing. I don't know how many times I heard, hey, I've got all these contacts. Can I just merge them together because I imported from my phone? I added some over here, did this, and now I've got 3 Rachels in there. So you can merge contacts. There's even a database cleanup tool inside of the settings in Command, which actually will look at name, it'll look at email address, it'll look at phone. It'll say, I think this Nick and this Nick are the same. And I can hit, yep, merge them, or I can hit ignore because they were 2 different. Tasks, they just overhauled the task management, added ability for repeating tasks on daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, custom. Lead routing, you can completely route leads based on different criteria, and you can have multiple routes set up. So leads from this source, they come in and this happens. Leads from this source, when they come in, this happens. Maybe I have a jump ball where everybody gets the lead at the same time, first person to claim it, it's theirs. For this other type of lead, I just want it to always go to, so you can distribute that way. And then they just did some advancements on the home screen, added an events widget for the market center, and they recently just added a most active clients widget about 10 days ago. And that's going to show you who has been most active on your app, on your website, within your system, well, within the last 7 days. That updates every single morning. Next slide. Smart plans. They redesigned the interface for editing smart plans. It's now drag and drop. If you've never edited a smart plan before, you got 39 steps and you want to add one in the middle. Well, it added to the bottom and then you had to click 17 times. It's a little thing, but super frustrating. Just general usability. And then time of day was a big one that they just added about 5 or 6 weeks ago. This will allow you to trigger emails to go in the morning, in the early afternoon, in the later afternoon, evening. You're not just locked into the time that you put them on the smart plan. But previously, if I added somebody at 9 p.m., that's when all the emails would go out. 6 days later at 9 p.m., 12 days later at 9 p.m. Now you can customize that. In designs, they added the ability to auto create several designs. And that just means you can take a listing, write it by address in designs, just pull that info in. It's going to customize pretty much most of the design for you. They don't have every single template available for that, but it's about 6 or 7. So that real quick and easy when you are 15 minutes before you're supposed to be at your open house and you're making a flyer because you did do it a little bit earlier, you could still make that happen. Added a ton of holiday graphics and they're sorted by month. There are so many holidays in there that I don't even know what half of them are, but they have all the federal holidays, all the major religions holidays. They had like Super Bowl ones in there, so they have fun things too. They don't have like every single like National Hamburger Day and National Hot Dog Day and all that kind of stuff, but let's see, that might be coming. And then just general usability of designs. It's gotten a lot better over the last 12 months, but even over the last 6. To be completely transparent, the first time I used designs, I didn't like it. It was very clunky, and they've fixed a lot of those little nuances now. Campaigns, they have a new paid ad creation experience. It's much simpler. More ad choices, including Google ads, and they just added TikTok ads. Google ads are one of those things that if you were not an expert in it, you tried it on your own, you probably failed at it. I know I did. I don't know how many hundreds of dollars in ads that didn't result in anything because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So now it's super easy. You can do Google search ads. You can do Google display network ads, which are ads that pop up when people are like on YouTube and things like that. Integrated some AI in there. So using artificial intelligence, you can have it generate headlines and captions for your ads. And then one really, really cool thing that they did in there is dynamic ads for teams. Yep. It's for teams. It's only for teams. And this will allow you to run an ad, pick a location. If I wanted to target it generally around Roseville, I can run this ad and it will take 5 listings, just one photo from 5 different listings, and it will display them in a carousel. So like little photos that scroll across. And it's going to customize those 5 for each viewer of the ad. One person might see townhomes, one person might see condos, one person might see $1 million+ homes. It's all based on what Facebook thinks that user wants to see. Facebook wants people to be engaged with their ads, keeps people engaged with their platform. There's no address on there. They just see a photo. So everything is compliant in this and it runs the ad and it just goes. It's a monthly subscription. Been running these for about 7 months, $250 a month, consistently 50 leads per month, every month for 7 months, $250. A lead being a name, a phone, and an email. These are social media leads. They're not ready to buy a house today. Because you on Facebook today to buy a house, real estate agent, bad example. The general person on Facebook because they wanted to buy a house? No, they wanted to see pictures of dogs and pictures of their friends and what's going on. Those leads are typically 12 to 13 months from doing a transaction. Those are nurture, those are growing your database. And they added some email deliverability improvements. If you used anything like MailChimp or any third-party email service, probably saw emails last month coming out saying there's all these changes going to happen, you need to do all these things. Maybe took care of all that for us to ensure the deliverability of our emails. So there was a lot. Just upgrades to the consumer app, speed improvements, usability improvements. The consumer app honestly does everything really, really well, with one exception, and that's that it doesn't tell you if a property is contingent. It says it's active. And it doesn't really matter to your active buyers because you've got them on portal searches and you've got them set up in the MLS if they're really ready to go buy a house right now anyways. And on the other side of that, it is awesome for the nurture side of your business because when people are using your app, they're using something that's branded to you, getting them off of realtor.com, off of the third-party aggregators apps. And then in the command app, added opportunities, you can now add neighborhoods, you can do bulk actions. My favorite is that you can import your phone's contacts. Just a couple of taps, you go into contacts and tap the little menu. You can import some or all of the contacts from your phone right into command. They added task improvements on there and they added that same most active contact widget there. And they added a QR code feature in there. So you can network with other KW agents by scanning and viewing your QR. And that last one. So with websites, they launched all new websites for KW.com. Market center sites are coming soon. They did launch new agent sites a couple months ago. I believe we have until the end of April. Otherwise, KW is going to transition everybody automatically to the new website. They are much better. The interface is going to look very much like the third-party aggregators that have spent millions and millions of dollars doing industry research to see what are the key features on the homepage of a real estate website. They added true team websites, not just agent ones that we say work for teams now. You can have meet the team pages, which it practically automatically makes for you. You can add your stager on there. You can add your photographer. You can add people like that. So you can really see all of the services that they have available by working with you. You can now feature listings on the main page in a much better way, the dynamic way that it will just pull in listings and feature them. They added a home valuation tool just about 3 weeks ago. You can build out a full vendor page on there now. And have the ability to do custom pages. So you can build in a YouTube video. You can iframe something in. If you want to know more about iframing, John can probably help with that. I can help with that. So that's a conversation for another day. And open house sign-in pages. You can go to any listing on your site. At the end of the address, put a little / and type open house. It'll relaunch that page as an open house sign-in sheet. You can have that up on an iPad, up on a tablet, up on a computer, or just make a QR code that when somebody scans it, they're going to have a sign-in page. They put in their name, phone, email, makes them as a new contact right there in your command. And a lot of stuff on the way. More paid ad automation, more improvements to smart plans, more improvements to the apps. Buried in the middle of this list is the most exciting one, which is the Heat Seeker. Heat Seeker is a tool that KW has built out on the recruiting side and had available for a little while. There was a few team leaders in this area that were part of the pilot program testing it. What KW did is we ordered a pizza from Domino's before. You ever had it on the app and you've seen the pizza tracker? Well, KW hired Domino's Dan. We've been trying to get rid of that name for about 15 months since he's been here. He's probably Domino's Dan forever, and he's the guy that invented that. Domino's has actually been on the forefront of technology and AI since the beginning, which seems weird for a pizza place. They hired him, he built this Heat Seeker. What Heat Seeker does on the recruiting side is it looks at all these different things. I think there's over 50 metrics it looks at, and it presents to the team leader a list. Here's who's most likely to make a move in their real estate business. Based on all these factors, here's who's likely to transfer brokerages, get out of the business, something. Well, they're bringing that to us for our databases. I think Q2 is the target. And tell you who's most likely to make a real estate transaction in your database. So that is a really, really cool one that's coming. And a whole bunch of other stuff that's smaller, but text message templates, home equity tools, CMA tools, things like that. A pretty extensive list of what's on the horizon.
Thank you so much, Marty.
Yeah.
So the heat seeker has been fantastic and you guys will get it too. But just so you know, if you're out researching other brokerages, guess what? I know that too. So, so I see your name, I'm gonna come to your house. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are here by choice. This is a really good opportunity for us to have one conversation. So recently, we were able to sit down with ALC after we had some understanding of what this costs. How many of you are actively using Command at all? Actively, let's just move out the actively. How many of you are using Command? Okay. How many of you want to use it more because you understand the value and the benefits? Great, fantastic, you guys, because I think this is a game changer for us. This has been, what would you say, Todd, 15 years in the making to get to this point? Probably that or more. When Gary has an idea, he puts people in play. And with real estate agents, we have the labs and the other things that got us to this point. This product, this Command platform for us is going to continue to evolve and grow. But like a lot of things, there's a significant cost in this, you guys. And last week with the ALC, we voted, it's coming down from just the massive amount. What was the cost difference, Todd? Was it 40 million? So there was sorry guys, nobody can hear me online. There's a gap of $40 million. So the ALC voted last week in accordance with the rest of KW, we increased the tech fee by $20. You guys will see that fee starting in April. And the reality for us is we want to continue to be the leader in this space for our agents. And for the front end of this, we front-ended it. We realized that things have changed, costs have gone up, but the viability of this platform is increasing every single day. I believe wholeheartedly that you guys will see, an exponential 10x on what your investment in this is in your business. So starting in April, we will be at a total of 125 for our tech and E&O, and that will start in the beginning. Any questions? Go ahead, Todd.
So KW increased the tech fee and we had to adopt, basically. So it wasn't our choice to increase it. We just had to decide when that was going to be increased. We decided to eat the cost of that for February and March and then implement it through the AIC.
There's a direct cost to us, a legitimate direct cost that was put in place. And Todd is going to be picking up the market center, but Todd had agreed to pick up some of that cost so that you guys could get into it a little bit. Your business is deferred, and we could go into April knowing that we're all in the right direction. I promise you guys, this is one of those investments that will make your business better if you're using it. I promise that. And if you want to know how to use it, I've got a good friend, his name is Marty, and and Marty will help you. So honestly, check this out. Be a part of this. You're going to pay for it. Let's use it. So let's get into Command. Let's start being here. It's all right. That's weird. All right. So any questions? April billing. Thank you, Marty.
So just real quick, I just want to add one thing for 10 seconds. Very, very soon, you're going to see we're rolling out a super comprehensive Command course. You ever done online CE before? We all know how riveting that is, except I'm a more entertaining instructor, I like to think. So I have 65 little mini videos. The longest one is 7 minutes, most are 3 and 4 minutes long, showing you like how to do every single piece in Command except TikTok ads. I think that's the only one I didn't do a video on because I haven't done that before. Done that yet. So I'm going to be rolling that out very soon to everybody in the market center. So hopefully within a week, I have that out to everyone as an available resource, in addition to being able to meet with.
Did you say you're rolling out TikTok ads or TikTok dances?
We talked about this. You were going to be in the first dance with me. Awesome. Thanks.
You know that he's a dancer. He has
Okay, so, how's everybody doing today? 8 o'clock this morning, Nick and I are talking on our accountability call. Said, hey, Steve Jones can't make it today. What should we do? So you ended up with me. Now, I'm the less good looking of the two of us. However, I did wear a quarter zip today, and I can guarantee you, if Steve was here, he'd be wearing a quarter zip also. So I say that because we had very little time to throw some information together to make sure we had a solid presentation. So I'm going to cover two things. I'm going to do a market update, a brief market update, and then I'm also going to talk about profit share. The reason why is there's some significant changes that are happening to profit share this year. So we can go to the first slide. All of you receive a weekly update from SPAR. You can go to Fast Stats at their website as well. I would suggest that you do this every week. The exact reason that Nick had mentioned, we need to be the local real estate economist of choice. So Gary, and I would highly suggest that you show up for the vision speech, cover what the market looks like and where he and Ruben, the chief economist at KW, the market is going. We'll even talk about the projections that others have, like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, NAR as well. So a lot of value in that vision speech. It's actually my favorite part of Family Reunion. I greatly enjoy that. However, you have to come out of there and say, how do we look locally compared nationally? So I'm going to go over our stats, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about Austin, Texas as well, because there's some really big differences between the two markets. So new listings, this compares us to 2023, up 18% for the month of January. Wow, that's headed in the right direction. If you look at the weekly activity report, so they have a weekly report, SPAR, monthly report, an annual report. You always go to the most recent one. Go to the most recent weekly activity report. And you will see on there, off to the right-hand side, that it calculates 3 months at a time. It goes back 3 months. The reason that they do 3 months is that 3 months would show us a trend. I can tell you that on that report, 11 out of 12 weeks are in the plus category. So quickly shifting to more listings year over year than what we had the previous year, which is a good thing because we need the inventory. And if we look at pending sales are also up. So closed sales are up as well. That's vastly different than the Austin market because they're the exact opposite. Listings are down, and listings make up 50% of the sold. So listings sold typically make up 50%. So if we're not listing them, we're probably not selling them. Right? So it's good to see that we're up 18%, and 18% is pretty healthy. Anything over 10% is a great number. Austin's pending sales numbers are at the lowest level in 12 years. We saw a gain over last year of 8%, which again is nice, not at that 10% level, but we'll take it. Then closed sales were up 3.2%. Closed sales are going to be on deals that were written in November and December or January. Maybe a few that were written in January for closed, but a majority would have been November and December, which tends to be the low point for seasonality in terms of closed sales. For this year, it's not only the bottom of the seasonal market, is the bottom where we're at in the market cycle as well. Hopefully, right? should be coming out of this. And if we look at days on market did drop down a little bit as well. Some of you may be feeling that pressure from multiple offers. And look at average sales price. Pretty much a push with last year, but it is up 0.8%. And down here at the bottom, inventory of homes for sale. We look at that compared to 23, we're up 1.7%. The Austin market is down by more than 10%. So every real estate market is local. When you go someplace, somebody's going to ask you the question, how's the market? You need to be prepared to answer that. And don't tell somebody, wow, it's really busy, because they may have a real estate need. They may not choose you as a realtor thinking that you're too busy to deal with their need. Right. So we'll see. I think that inventory continue to climb. It's a good sign for new listings. Maybe we'll have some of that just in time inventory as well this year, like we did in 21, where the inventory wasn't building. We did have inventory coming to market. Let's just see how this compares some of this information to previous years. So when we look at new listings compared to the previous few years, isn't that interesting? So 18% over 2023, and we're above 2022 as well. Let's go to the next slide. And pending sales, not too far off where we were at in 22, and we're obviously above 23. So that's a good sign. Let's see what happens when rates come down, what those numbers look like on a year-over-year basis. By the way, if you go into monthly reports, you don't have to select the most recent. You could go back to 2022. You could pull up that report and look at the previous years. You can look at 2021, 2020, 19. It's always a good idea to do that. That's how you become a real estate economist of choice. All right, next slide. That closed sales up 3.2%, quite a ways off, down probably 30% from 2022. By the way, 2022 probably wasn't the peak year, 2021 was. So we do have a hole to climb out of. Dr. Yoon, the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, which he is, by the way, going to be here for the day at the Capitol with the realtors. And thank you. I'm going to the Wild game with him in the third. So. Maybe if my partner doesn't make it, then you have an extra ticket. So Dr. Yoon believes that we're going to see a 15% bump in unit sales this year. That is going to come when our average sales price is at the highest level ever. So that could be a double whammy. It'll be a great thing for the market. We just need inflation to continue to come down. 10-year bonds will drop because of that, and the Fed will be more motivated to cut interest rates. It's looking more like probably June that we'll see any rate cuts out of the Fed, which then would lead to the 10-year bond coming down, and the 30-year interest rates would follow right behind that. One thing I can tell you is inflation has come way down. Rates have not. When you look at a chart, tend to follow in lockstep. So it's only a matter of time before that folds back over again. And we should be in an extended period then of rate decline, not rate increase. Obviously, that's going to create more sale. All right. Any questions on the market? Anybody want to add anything?
I thought, I think you mentioned this 2 weeks ago. But you give the detail. Wasn't his office that the best January we've ever had? Something like that.
Correct. He kind of stole the show because no, I was going to say that when it came to profit share, that we had our best profit sharing January ever. At the bottom of a market cycle, at the bottom of seasonality as well. So we're headed in the right direction. We're all business partners. We want to share 50% of what we're making every month. And by the way, can anybody tell me of a business, any business, 3M, Best Buy, Target, General Mills, any other small business that takes 50% of their profit and shares it back with their people? I can't think of one. All right, so that's a perfect segue into profit share. Let's go to the next slide. A little bit of info on profit share. In 2023, 31% of the associates here at Roseville participated in profit share in some way, shape, or form. They got some amount of profit share. I'd love to see that number go up. That number is fairly consistent though throughout most market centers. Maple Grove is at 33%. Those are the only two that I know off the top of my head, but we do talk about this regularly. That number tends to be in the 30s somewhere. Want to see that jump up to 40%. The Roseville Market Center, that is wrong. It should be. No, AW. So Roseville is profit shared right around 1.5 million, like 1,561,000 since it opened back in the early 2000s. In 2021 through 2023 timeframe, Roseville profit shared 495,000 back with associates. And then as a company, KW has profit shared nearly 2 billion. So, and then in 2021 through 2023 timeframe, KW profit shared 421,000, comes out to be like $140,000 a year. Yep. All of you are probably getting phone calls from companies that are talking about, well, we have revenue share. And all they talk about is go out and get 5, and then they get 5, and they get 5. And it's like, gosh, that sounds just like Amway. It sounds just like Nu Skin. They use that exact same pitch. Why aren't you talking to me about how you're going to make my real estate better and how I'm going to earn more in commissions? Don't do that. They have this philosophy that they're going to hook you with this illustration, this false promise that you're going to earn all of this money. And you know what? That 5, 5, and 5 thing is never going to happen, right? That company, there's a couple of companies right now, EXP and Real, that are doing revenue share. Real lost money last year. KW just profit shared $140 million on average, right, over the last 3 years. EXP, the entire company nationwide, made $5 million. I can tell you that here in the Twin Cities, 4 or 5 market centers would have made up that same amount of their entire profit. Far less agents, far less production. So revenue share for them ends up becoming an expense that they can do very little about. So EXP made $5 million. Real lost money. Remax lost money. Compass lost $400 million. Anywhere brands, which are Bull Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's, they lost $30 million as well. KW, with its associates, profit shared back $140 million on average over the last several years. And KW Roseville, over the last 3 years, on average, 495 by 3, $165,000 a year in profit share to our associates. By the way, that's way below where I want it to be. I want it to be at 500,000 per year. I know that we can get there. So, all right, next slide. Little bit of history about KW. In 1979, Gary graduated from Baylor University with a degree in insurance and real estate. He moved to Austin, Texas. It was a city that he had never lived in before. He went to work for the largest real estate company in Austin, which is still there. I have a funny thing. When I joined KW, that real estate company right across the street from KW's headquarters, and KW headquarters was much bigger than its real estate. So anyway, just interesting. So Gary moved up the ranks at this company and ended up butting heads with the ownership group there, because the ownership group believed that the agent worked for the company. And Gary believed the company worked for the agent. just a different set of philosophies, right? Gary was more about being, not top down, but more supported from the bottom up. What do we need to do for our associates? But he left the company with Joe Williams and a handful of other people. He started Keller Williams and started to grow that company. Then the bottom fell out of the market and he lost half of his people, roughly, his top 5 producers. He lost most of his admin staff. He went back to everybody that was left there and said, what type of company do we need to design that you would never want to leave? By the way, I'm doing my profit share right now. I'm moving through this as quickly as I can. I have a limited amount of time. Typically, this class takes it. So let's go to the next slide. You can pause me if anybody has a question. Here's what they came up with. This is the company that the first ALC and Gary decided to design. A profit share with access to the financial information. That's important so that there isn't things that would be legitimate in the IRS's eyes with any company. I'll just give you one example of that. The car allowance is a legitimate business expense that most businesses take. That's not allowed through the profit share system. Unfortunately, I don't get a car allowance. Nick doesn't get a car allowance. Mitchell doesn't get a car allowance. Right?
See what you guys do now?
Right, exactly. And we never will. By the way, our financials are audited by KW every month. And then we get kind of a nasty gram from them when we're outside of what has been approved by the region. And they tell us to fix it every month. The best possible commission structure, treat the agents like business partners and have a formalized input through the ALC. So the ALC, if we were to look at other businesses, is like our board of directors. We were asking the agents to come on board and have input on how we run the business. One of those examples is when it came to the tech fee, we know that it's coming. When do we institute that? So that they had a say in how that was going to be handled. There's many other things as well. I'm going to talk about some of the changes to the profit share system that the ALC voted on last year. So we have supportive management that promotes teamwork and training at the highest level. A lot of the things that we see here in the Market Center ignite. We've got never-ending referrals that are coming up. Nick is constantly teaching on the MREA. We have BOLD that we typically have a reimbursement program for. So we're constantly looking for ways to get all of you into production because you're going to make far more money on your real estate sales than you will from other things. Now, there are people that have done very well on profit share. They've earned over $1 million a year in profit share. That happens over time. Right, next slide. Within 2 years after creating this company, they became #1 in the Austin market and haven't relinquished that position since. All right. So a little bit more about profit share. So this is a business, the second business that you got when you came to KW. It has zero investment. It offers offers unlimited profit potential. But what business can you go do that with? You don't have to invest money into it. You have unlimited profit potential. Then you don't have employees, don't have any responsibility, don't have any liability. And there's also the right of survivorship. So when you sign on, we ask you for a beneficiary for your profit share in the event that you were to pass. There's a 1099 and no corporate return. Corporate returns, cheapest you could probably do corporate return would be around $1,000. And of course, everything is going up in cost. So those have as well, it could be several $1,000s. You're just get a 1099 and just submit that with your taxes. The first profit share plan was actually a revenue share plan. And what they quickly learned is that is not the way to go. Right? The reason why is what I mentioned before. Few companies with very slim profit margins, or they're losing money, but yet they're talking about revenue share. So all of that could go away if the company's not profitable and it goes backwards and it runs out of money, right? So for the long term, we wanted to have profit share. And look at how much we profit share versus how profitable or unprofitable those other companies are. that I mentioned. So there's actually it was a little bit to number 9. So the system was really based off of a system that Trammell Crow, a real estate developer based out of Dallas, Texas, that they had in place. KW just looked at that and said, you know what, let's do that, but let's make it better. So there's 9 CPAs at International that work out the mathematical formula of how this actually works. Our biggest profit share earner is not with us yet. So Beth, the team leader at Maple Grove, has been with the company for 5 years, and she's nipping right at my heels. I've been with the company for 18 years in terms of how much she's earning in profit share per year. And she will tell you that she has helped more people build their profit share trees than her own. And I've done exactly the same thing. If I would have just focused all of my effort on my own, it would be far more than that. But a lot of my recruiting appointments are for other people to help them grow their profit share trees. So the team leader, so at Roseville, Nick is your business partner on profit share. In case you guys forgot. By the way, we don't want you to go out and recruit. All we want you to do is talk positively about the company. There's a few other things that you can do as well. We'll talk about those at the end, but just be positive about the company and go out and be the best agent possible. People are going to be drawn to you, and naturally you'll be able to build your profit tree. So profit share is not the cake. Look at other companies with their revenue share. That's what they lead with. It's just simply the icing on the cake. It's something that you get when you come to KW and you help us grow. Next slide. How does it work? I'm going to run through this kind of fast. It's kind of a perfect world scenario of how profit share works. They teach this when I go to franchise systems orientation down in Austin. All of the franchisees are required to go through franchise systems training every couple of years. And this is the example that they use in the franchise manual. So if you've got an office, so one market center, and their entire closed income that month, all the commissions earned that month, $150,000. By the way, we're far more than that. We're probably $1 million a month on average here at Roseville. And we paid out 70% to everybody. So nobody was capped. There isn't a month that this is the case. There's always going to be somebody who's capped. So it's never going to happen exactly that way. Again, this is just to illustrate how it works. That leaves us with $45,000 to operate the office on. Let's say that particular month, there were $22,500 worth of expenses. That means that our total profit for that month was $22,500. That's the $22,500 that we want to share back with all of you with this calculation. So let's go to the next slide. So here's what I wanted to cover, because this is what is going to change this year. So in that first ALC meeting, when it came to profit share, Gary said, look, at lower profitability, we need to have a bigger split that goes to the owners. So the amount that the ALC agreed to was the first $29.90 of profit would be split 25-75. 75% going to the owner profit, 25% going to the profit share pool. The next $82.50 is going to be split 35% to the profit share pool and 65% to the owner profit. And then anything above level 3, which is 11,240, will be split 50-50. A lot of times you'll hear we share our profits 50-50. On average, with that calculation throughout the company, the split is about 52-40 at the end of the day because of these differences here. So that leaves in this example that 22,500 in total profit. 92.65 is going to go to the profit share pool. 13,235 is going to go to owner profit. So again, this is an example on a lower profitability, keeping that business on solid financial footing so that it can continue to produce profits well into the future. Then when it gets to a certain level, then it would go to that higher number of 50-50 split, basically. So those numbers, that 29.90, next 8250 worked really well in the 1980s, 1990s. And somewhere around 2007, due to inflation, everything going up in cost, labor, expenses going up, those numbers no longer work. So there was a proposal that was brought forward last year to change this, and it would change it so that the first voices. Yeah. So that the first 10,000 split 2575. Okay. So at a lower profit amount, anything less than $10,000, it's going to benefit the ownership group more. And then on the next 20,000, it would be split 35-65. And then anything over $30,000 would be split 50-50. So when you look at that, you think, wow, you know, that's really going to benefit the owners of that. If you ran through and you did the calculation on this, the $30,000 profit, the reason why I'm bringing this up is last month we had a total profit of 35,000 roughly for January. Now that was a pretty good month. So it would come right in line with this. The difference between the old system and the new system was only $600. So it wasn't very big. However, if you have lower profitability, the number would be a couple thousand, maybe a couple $1,000s more. It's not a huge difference. That's a difference that could make all of the difference in the world in terms of keeping a lower profitability market center operating versus having that all go to profit share. So that was voted in last year. There's one other significant change as well. That is, if somebody leaves us and they are if they're not vested in this, and there's a period of time, which is 7 years now to vest, then they would just go away. They wouldn't have any profit share that would be going to them. If they were vested, that would be somebody that was with us prior to April of 2020. Then it would see their profit share reduced from 100% to 5%. They'll still get profit share. They made a decision that they didn't think that the profit share was important anymore, and they went to another company. This is something 35 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever, they hadn't thought of, you know, that what if somebody leaves us and is competing against us, they're collecting, you know, profit share from us, but then they're trying to harm us as well. Now, what do we do about it? I was in the room down in Austin when this vote took place, and it was right after Mega Camp, and that room was packed. Matter of fact, if the fire marshal would have come in there, it would have been a problem because there was too many people in that room for the size of it. And I'd never heard cheering like that before. I mean, everybody was pretty pleased to see that that was going to be reduced. And here's the reason why, is that through their calculations down in Austin, they figured that $30 to $40 million was going to associates who were at competing brokers. Now, if you retire, that's fine, right? It's just when you go to this other company and then you start recruiting people and you're doing damage to us, that your profit share is going to be reduced 5%. So that means that there's basically $30 to $40 million in a down market on average, when we had on average 140 million that was being profit shared. Again, 30 to 40 million of that is going to somebody at a competing brokerage. That is all going to come back into the system. Now, it doesn't go to brokerage owners. It doesn't go to KWRI. It goes to all of you, to everybody. It's all part of the profit share system. So that'd be $50 million in a couple of years as the market comes back around. We just get back to the average number of units that we should be selling. When we get back to the average number of units that we should be selling, we will be at the highest average sales price per unit that we've ever seen, which means that the GCI per unit is going to be higher, the company dollar is going to be higher, and the profitability is going to be higher. There's going to be more profit share because of that. Right. If all of you are good, there's a couple more slides here. It explains a little bit more detail. You want me to go over this? Is everybody good? You want me to go over this, or should we just wrap it? Okay. If you need to leave, don't feel bad. I won't be offended. But here's how it works, a little bit more how it works. So we said that we had 45,000 in income for the market center to operate on. So Bob, for example, he had commissions of 38.86. So that was his agent's company dollar for that particular month. So the percentage of that was 8.64%. So at 8.64% of the total profit share pool, $800. Again, this is a perfect world scenario to come up with a number like $800. That plays out really well as we get to the next slide. By the way, does anybody have any questions on this at all? So this would have been the 30%. Okay. So basically, this would have been a little bit more than an average sale. So that, you know, that is or it's a couple of smaller sales. It is probably less than $500,000 in volume. And by the way, if Bob was capped, Bob's number would be zero. There wouldn't be any profit share coming from Bob's sales activities because of it. And by the way, revenue share takes part of the agent's commission. This is basically the brokerage just saying, hey, our cut, we're going to give you money back.
Give something your downline and they've capped, let's say this month, then they make a sale, you don't get any profit share, correct?
Yep, that is correct. Yep. So let's go to the next slide. All right, so here's an example because there's 7 levels here. And Bob created $800 in profit share. His sponsor is Mary. So Mary gets $400. Mary's sponsor is Tom. Tom gets 10%. By the way, on that first level, 50% is paid out. And that next 50% is paid out over the next 6 levels. So Tom gets 10% or $80. Third level is Joe. It's 5% or $40. Nancy gets 40. Fifth level is Jane gets 60. And then Mike, 10%, which is $80. And the 7th level is Carol. It's $100. And the reason why they do it that way is that up here at the top, you're going to have less people. And then in the middle, over a period of time, it's going to get kind of fat like this. And then down at the bottom, you're going to have less people. And that's why the percentage goes up at the bottom, so that there's a way to get more people. I have 100 and some people in my downline right now. I have very few people in my 6th and 7th level. But year over year, I'm with that continues to grow more and more. So people would ask me, you know, what should I do? Well, number one, it's a numbers game. So go out and talk to as many people as you can. Talk to Nick. So again, when I say we don't want you recruiting, we want you to go and explain this to somebody. No, hey, by the way, we've got profit share and we've got the 7 levels, and you know, we don't really want you to know that. We just simply want you to tell people that we've got profit share. And then Nick, who's your business partner, profit share, and do the explaining of it. Right? So some of the things that you can do to grow your profit share tree, whenever you're out in public, you have great service, whether it's your hairstylist or somebody working at the cell phone store, or you go buy a new suit at, let's say, Men's Warehouse, and if somebody, you know, really is good to you, why not ask them if they know of anybody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? It might just get you talking about real estate. Then that could lead to, have you ever thought about a career in real estate? Yes, no, never. Here's my business card if that's yes. Either way, our company has the best new agent training of any company. Matter of fact, a pre-licensing is offered to you with a scholarship at zero cost. Did all of you know that? So we have a subscription with Kaplan that allows us to send people to their online courses for pre-licensing. We also have another course too called KW Prep, which allows them to get an understanding of how real estate works. And Steve Hyland, we're going to be teaching a class tomorrow here at the Market Center, 100 Days to Greatness. Would be another opportunity to invite them here, say, hey, sit through this class, and they don't have to sit through the whole series of classes. They could just come to one. We also have career nights. You could invite them to a career night. There's several things that you could do for people that are not in the industry. By the way, talk to all of your sisters, brothers, old classmates, right? Put us out on social media. Have you thought about a career in real estate? By the way, it's one more thing that's going to make somebody think about you as being a realtor. So they might not want to get into real estate, but maybe they have a need to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Right? So that's just for new. By the way, all of you are way more creative than I am. And I'm trying to move through this as quickly as possible, and I can come up with a lot of other ideas as well. But new people, just try and talk to everybody about real estate. Give me your business card, and then let Nick and Steve take over from there. Steve loves having conversations with people about real estate.
And inspiration.
So, when it comes to existing agents, why not be the best agent possible, right? So this is year 30 for me in real estate. Have any of you worked with a realtor who wanted to brag about how long they've been in real estate? Made you feel like you're insignificant, you don't do anything because they've been in real estate for 30 years? I'm that guy. Anybody ever pulled that on me? I would always say, you know what, that's great. Professionalism, to me, is really the mark of a great realtor. So go out and be the best realtor possible, right? Just go out and do an awesome job. If you're working with somebody and they're doing a great job, let them know that. I love your professionalism. Thank you for being professional. Appreciate your efforts. Anything that would let them know you appreciate working with them. Why not mastermind with them after? Invite them to coffee. You bring them a book like the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, Shift book, One Thing book. We have the REA book, right? Here's a book that tells you a lot of different things that you could go and do in your business to create business. Amen. By the way, over time and trying to be respectful of everybody's time, but there are some ideas on profit share. Anybody have any questions? No? I'm going to be teaching the longer version of this. We'll cover a lot of the same things again. And again, to be learning based, don't just listen to this one time. Come back and really, let's dive into it. We're mastermind around great ideas to get more people into real estate. By doing so, we're actually helping more people realize the dream of home ownership. Thank you.
Thank you. Just so you guys know, and you guys can get up and walk if you so choose, but in the time that I've been with Keller Williams, it's over $30,000 that I've made from profit share. And I wasn't a team leader until the last year. And I don't think I put anybody actually in my downline in the last year here. I had another agent go to a different market center and he named me, but $30,000. So think about that. If I did nothing else but make an introduction to somebody and say, I really like what this is. And over the course of my time with KW, it has amounted to about $30,000. That's pretty incredible for me, not doing I had no real focus on it, no system or model. And I still will end up bringing in a significant amount of money just because I was here and just because I told the story that inspired somebody to get in touch with a team leader or a team themselves to make a difference. So, you know what, sometimes when we hear millions, we kind of just turn our head off. Imagine if you had $30,000 more in your bank account towards retirement, $30,000 that was that you could use to buy property, $30,000 you could take your family on a vacation. That's what we get when we start thinking about real transformation, right? So Want to leave a legacy? You want to give an experience worth giving? This is where we start. Thank you, sir. Hey, back to your app.
11:30.
So who's coming to 11:30 class? Because you're also getting pizza, but now all of you can raise your hand.
Before the meeting, I'm trying to get going.
Oh,